A race for the puck at center. Robertson, a breakaway for the hat trick in overtime. He scores!
38. That's how many players were drafted before Jason Robertson in the 2017 NHL Draft. Since coming into the NHL, Robertson has become a superstar by scoring 41 goals for a total of 79 points in 74 games in the 2021-22 season. He was a Calder finalist in the 2020-21 season, producing 45 points in 51 games. The way that Robertson is playing this season, it's crazy that 30 teams passed on him in the 2017 NHL Draft, and that's what we'll talk about in this video. But rather than talking about the 38 players drafted before him, we will be talking about the 10 most notable players drafted before him. With that being said, enjoy. Let's start with Robertson's OHL career. Jason Robertson was selected in the second round, 26th overall in the 2015 OHL draft by the Kingston Frontenacs. In the 2015-16 season, as the Frontenacs' leading rookie scorer, he finished with 18 goals and 32 points in 54 games. Robertson's 18 goals in his first season with Kingston were the most of any rookie since Anthony Stewart. The next season, Robertson finished with 42 goals and 81 points in 68 regular season games. After that season, Robertson would be drafted by the Dallas Stars in the second round, 39th overall in the 2017 NHL Draft. He would return to the OHL in the following season, in which he produced 87 points in 68 games. In the 2018-19 season, Robertson would be traded to the Niagara Ice Dogs, during which he recorded 117 points in 62 games. He went on to win both the Eddie Powers Memorial Trophy as the OHL's top scorer and the CHL Top Scorer Award. He would soon join the Stars organization for the 2019-2020 season. Robertson would spend most of the year with the Texas Stars of the AHL, in which Robertson played in 60 games with the Stars, producing 47 points. Robertson would also make his NHL debut that season with the Dallas Stars by playing in 3 NHL games, while he only produced 1 point. We will now be talking about the 10 most notable players drafted before Jason Robertson in the 2017 NHL Draft.
From Boston University, Jake Ottinger.
Jake Ottinger was selected 26th overall by the Dallas Stars. The 2020-21 season was Ottinger's first season in the NHL. He played in 29 games and finished with an 11-8-7 record with a 2.33 goals against average and a .911 save percentage. The next season, in 48 games for the Stars, Ottinger posted a 30-15-1 record, a 2.53 goals against average, and a .914 save percentage. He carried the Dallas Stars to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and in 7 games he went 3-4-0. He had a save percentage of .954 and a 1.81 goals against average. Ottinger has the talent to be a future Vezina winner and looks like one.
St. Louis Blues are proud to select from the OHL London Knights, Robert Thomas.
Thomas was selected 20th overall by the St. Louis Blues. Thomas joined the St. Louis Blues in the 2018-2019 season, playing in 70 games and producing 33 points. In that same season, Thomas helped the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup by producing 6 points in 21 games. In the 2021-22 season, Robert Thomas had a breakout year by producing 77 points in 72 games. His 57 assists were the most by a Blues player since the late Pavel Demitra had that many in the 2002-2003 season. After that season, he was awarded with an 8-year, $65 million contract extension with the St. Louis Blues.
The Sharks would like to select from the U.S. program Josh Norris.
Norris was selected by the San Jose Sharks, 19th overall. In 2018, he was traded to the Ottawa Senators as part of the Erik Karlsson deal. After one additional season at the University of Michigan, he turned pro in 2019. Norris would spend the 2019-2020 season with the Bellevue Senators in the AHL, producing 61 points in 56 games. In that season, Norris would play 3 games in the NHL. Norris would then make the jump into the NHL full-time in the 2020-21 season. He produced 35 points in 56 games and was named into the NHL's all-rookie team at the end of that season. The next season was the real coming-out party for Josh Norris. He scored 35 goals in just 66 games. Norris's 35 goals in the 2021-22 season were the most by any Sens player since Milan Michalek scored 35 in the 2011-2012 season.
Number 30. 13.
Vegas Golden Knights are pleased to select from Owen Sound, Nick Suzuki.
Selected 13th overall by the Vegas Golden Knights, Suzuki was one of the 3 first-round picks held by the Vegas Golden Knights in their first NHL draft. The Knights took a chance on the undersized yet highly skilled forward Nick Suzuki. Suzuki, however, would never play in a single game for the Vegas Golden Knights as he was traded to the Montreal Canadiens as part of the Max Pacioretty deal. Suzuki continued developing his game and is now looking like a stud for the Montreal Canadiens. Despite the Canadiens being terrible in the 2021-22 season, he still posted 21 goals and 61 points and is only 23 years old.
Draft.
Carolina Hurricanes are proud to select from the Czech Republic, Martin Necas.
Necas was selected 12th overall by the Carolina Hurricanes. He first played in the NHL in the 2017-18 season, suiting up for just 1 game before going back to Europe. Necas would return to the Hurricanes organization full-time in the 2018-19 season by playing with the Charlotte Checkers of the AHL. He produced 52 points in 64 games, helping the Checkers win the Calder Cup that season. Necas would make the jump into the NHL in the 2019-2020 season, and he's one of 3 Carolina players with 3 straight seasons of at least 35 points, the other 2 being Sebastian Aho and Andrei Sanashnikov.
And with our first selection, we select from Timrå, Elias
Pettersson was selected 5th overall by the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks got an absolute steal with Elias Pettersson. Pettersson has bloomed into one of the best players in the NHL today and shows no signs of slowing down. In his rookie season with the Canucks, Pettersson scored 66 points in 71 games. He broke the Canucks franchise record for points by a rookie, which was previously held by Pavel Bure. Pettersson would win the Calder Trophy as the NHL's best rookie in 2019 as he became the second Canucks player to win the award since Pavel Bure won it in 1992. In the 2021-22 season, Pettersson would have the best season in his NHL career so far, producing 68 points in 80 games, and it was the first time that Pettersson reached the 30-goal mark in his NHL career.
Colorado Avalanche are proud to select from Brooks, their Alberta Junior Hockey League, Cale Makar.
Cale Makar was selected 4th overall. Makar joined the Avalanche during the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs, in which he played in 10 games and produced 6 points. Following that strong start in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the very next season, Makar became the first Avalanche player to win the Calder Trophy as the NHL's top rookie since Nathan MacKinnon in 2013. He produced 50 points in 57 games. Makar would then go on to dominate the NHL in the 2021-22 season as he became the first Avalanche player to win the Norris Trophy by producing 86 points in 77 games. He capped everything off in that season by helping the Avalanche win their first Stanley Cup in 21 years and winning the Conn Smythe Trophy as he produced 29 points in 20 games. Needless to say, this pick is a defined moment for the Avalanche over the next decade, as Makar is one of the best defensemen to play in the NHL in our generation.
The Dallas Stars, with the 3rd pick, are pleased to select from HIFK of the Finnish Liga, Miro Heiskanen.
Miro Heiskanen was selected 3rd overall by the Dallas Stars. Heiskanen first joined the Dallas Stars in the 2018-19 season as he put up 33 points in 82 games, as he was a top candidate for the Calder Trophy despite lacking in scoring that often drives conversation surrounding that award. The very next season, in the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs, Heiskanen would put up an unbelievable 26 points in 27 games, helping the Stars reach the Stanley Cup Finals. Despite losing in the final, Heiskanen finished with the 4th most points by any defenseman during a playoff year in NHL history. He was even in the discussion for the Conn Smythe Trophy had they won it all. Heiskanen would have his best season so far in the 2021-22 season by producing 36 points in 70 games.
Philadelphia selects from the Western Hockey League's Brandon Wheat Kings, Nolan Patrick.
Nolan Patrick was selected 2nd overall by the Philadelphia Flyers. Despite playing 70-plus games in both the 2017-18 and the 2018-19 season, Nolan's transition to the NHL wasn't smooth. In 2019, he was diagnosed with a non-hockey related migraine disorder, which kept him out of hockey for the 2019-2020 season. He returned in the 2020-21 season, producing 9 points in 52 games. The Flyers traded him to the Vegas Golden Knights in the 2021 offseason. offseason. After joining the Knights, Patrick started the season well enough before suffering more injuries, including a brutal hit to the head that ended his 2021-22 season. He'd finished with 7 points in 25 games played in that season. Unfortunately, Patrick cannot play in the NHL this season due to injury. As it stands right now, Nolan Patrick has 77 career points in 222 games played in his NHL career.
With our first selection in the 2017 entry draft, the New Jersey Devils are proud to welcome, from the Halifax Mooseheads, Nico Hischier.
Hischier was selected first overall by the New Jersey Devils. This was the first time a Swiss-born player was selected first overall at the NHL draft. Hischier quickly made himself known in New Jersey as he took the ice immediately in the 2017-18 season and posted 52 points. His performance helped the Devils make it back into the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 2012. Unfortunately, the Devils were eliminated in the first round to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. In the 5 games he played, Hischier would only produce 1 point, a goal. Hischier has continued to develop but hasn't necessarily taken that next step for a first overall pick. Injuries have slowed his production on the ice. Hischier is far from a bust. In the 2021-22 season, it was the first time that he managed to surpass his rookie scoring by playing in 70 games and posting 60 points. And if he can stay healthy, the best years are still in front of him.
Zone back for Robertson. Shot. Score!
We've looked at the 10 most notable players drafted before Jason Robertson in the 2017 NHL draft. It makes it crazy how Robertson was drafted in the second round. Lottery picks aren't everything in the NHL, and not like in the NBA how only the best players come in the top picks. The Stars have a bright future ahead of them with Jason Robertson, Miro Heiskanen, and Jake O'Connor being one of those reasons. We're running out of time. Comment below if you think Jason Robertson should have been drafted higher, and as always, thanks for watching.